Hello everyone, it is iReverse and welcome to today's news flash. In this video I will bring you the latest updates on events in Knights and Dragons, and as always I'll go through them briefly and give you guys my thoughts and opinions about the events. So this week we have a ton of events which actually came out throughout the entire week, so I'm actually very curious to tell you guys what they are. So first of all we have a new epic, the Cryptic War Gear, and then after that we have a new guild war, the epic war, the War of Eostre. Limited edition egg chest that actually came out with Eostre, in which you can actually obtain the Cryptic Wargear Plus. And then after that we have another event, Call to Arms guild event featuring the Tectonic Mantle, 20% bonus energy when buying an arena pack. And after that the weekly epic boss, take a bite out of the Chupacabra. And lastly, the weekly event tournament is going to be called Monster Mayhem with the awesome epic called the Northener Wargear. So before we actually get into, oh, got a fusion boost war, thank you Maximus, that is very graceful of you. So before we actually get into the arena event, it is currently the 11th of March, or April already, I keep saying March for some reason, and that means that the Creepy Crawl Brawl tournament has finally ended. The epic that you actually will be capable to get is the Ages of Sky Majesty. The Ages of Sky Majesty has been reappearing a lot lately, so I'm very curious to see how many points this week's arena has brought to us. So this week's top 3, coming in first place, Immortal Optimus with 756,000 points getting Ages of Sky Majesty Plus. In second place we have Aslan Tarek, line Aslan Tarek, that's probably his line, 690,000 points coming in second place. And in third place we have line Simonicus, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but yeah. Other than that, I'm ranked 75,000. I haven't been doing anything in the arena this week. I've been so occupied with everything, like everything and nothing, that I just don't get a reward at all. How bad is that? I'm probably not even going to appear with the ribbon in there. So, very bad stuff there of me. So, yeah, this week's arena. Monster Mayhem, I like it a lot. Mainly because of the fact it has a new epic that I haven't seen in the arena before. We're talking about the Northener's Battlegear, and it looks absolutely amazing. Gonna show you guys a picture of it right now, of course. It's definitely one of my favorite epics in Knights and Dragons. When you take a look at the looks amazing. With that being said, the stats are quite alright. It's definitely not the best epic, but it's also not the worst. The Northener's Battlegear is actually a water monotype armor, so it's weak against air, but it's strong against fire. And you can also obtain this epic through fusion, so make sure you just add a water element if you're going to do fusion, so that way you actually have a chance of getting it. So we're gonna move on to the legendary. The legendary this week is the abominable. The legendary this week is the abominable plate mail. Try saying abominable, like abominable 5 times really fast. Abominable. I cannot say it. So actually, this legendary is actually pretty cool. I have some history with it. This armor basically got released alongside the abominable snowman, which was in the first week of December. And if some of you guys actually will recall this, but you see, I started playing Knights and Dragons around this time. This is actually the first epic boss that I was on, so I really like this armor. So what I can really tell is that in these 4 months that I've been playing, it's amazing how strong the actual legendary boss armors have been getting. And overall, this armor is a little bit outdated. I suppose everything after 3 months isn't really up to par anymore. So you know, that being said, it doesn't really necessarily mean that this is a bad armor. The armor itself looks quite alright in my opinion. The elements are actually air and water from my knowledge on top of my head. Correct me if I'm wrong. You see it appear in the screen if I'm wrong about that right now. So I like this armor quite a bit. Haven't seen this one in the arena yet either, so that's a nice change there. So moving on to the ultra rare. Oh, it's Storm Sorcerer. We haven't seen Storm Sorcerer in a while. We don't see this ultra rare often in here, so make sure you guys get this one, because this one's actually quite amazing. I really like this one. It's not craftable, I believe. I'm not entirely sure about this. I might be really wrong with this, but I'm not sure about this at all. So make sure you guys don't forget about the sale that is ongoing right now as well. When you buy an arena pack, you'll be getting 20% more energy bonus for the upcoming 2 weeks when you're buying arena packs. So that's also very nicely with this new event. And as always, make sure you guys don't forget about the weekly quest line, Billy Goat's Gruff 1. make sure to actually finish it off. You'll be getting some free gems as a reward, so that's always worth it in my opinion. So what we're gonna be doing right now, as I'm like moving my chair a little bit better, sitting all comfortable and stuff, is moving on to the next event. And the next event's quite amazing. We have a new epic that has been released, the Cryptic War Gear. I actually like the name quite a lot. It comes with the limited edition egg chest, which we'll be covering later on, which is nicely themed, by the way, as Eostre is coming up quite soon. So first of all, when I saw this epic, I was like, wow, this thing looks amazing. It looks really, really cool. You know, in general, recently, I feel that the epics look so awesome lately. The exception with that is the Centurion Aegis, because that one just looks pretty silly to me. But I really love the way this epic looks. I want to get it so badly. The color combination is spot on with me. It's the best one I've seen so far. I also like the small little details as well. Makes it really look awesome. The little horns in there, the shield, the weapon, and the stats, man. This armor is just epically epic, and I want it. So before we actually get into the stats, I actually want to ask you guys, do you guys remember the Sandstorm plate mill when it was released? In case you don't know, allow me to update you guys. It was on the 17th of January, which was less than 3 months ago. This armor also has air and earth as the element. So basically what I'm going at is, well, basically you have the Cryptic Wargear Plus. Has a little bit less defense, but about 300 more attack. So basically you can say that the Sandstorm plate mill really was the prototype of the Cryptic Wargear in some sense of the way. So, you know, the Sandstorm plate mill on itself, without a doubt, is still a very amazing epic to have. It feels as though, in my opinion, again, we have armor that has been released a little bit too early, and thankfully this one isn't a war epic. It would be terrible if it was a war epic again, because we already talked about the runic ropes before, and the soul vanguard, and the Arclite Shroud, which we'll be covering later on in this episode. So yeah, you know, if anything, I wish I can get my hands on this armor, because, you know, this armor looks amazing. I really want to get it very badly. It's one of my favorites by far already, just by the looks of it. So we're going to be moving on to the actual chest. It is the limited edition egg chest. What an original name, by the way. Did you seriously have to call this the egg chest and not like the Easter chest? You know, the name is a bit childish in my opinion. It's a little bit silly, but okay. Yeah, hey, guess what? We're playing a kids game. Yay! So anyway, if you open up 11 chests, you're going to get 5 Earth Fusion Boost armors. And once again, if you open up 40 chests, you'll be getting 20 Earth Fusion Boost armors along with the Richest Robes Plus. And now, I don't really feel the need to discuss this armor that much for the 4th time, so I'll keep it brief. Just only got this armor to fuse it away with something else, because this armor really isn't worth using in your lineup, considering the fact that this armor is fairly outdated by now. So with Easter coming up next week at the 20th of April, the question of the video actually will be, will you be celebrating Easter? And if so, tell me how you're going to celebrate it. Leave your response in the comment section below, as I'm very curious towards your answers. So, the next event which we'll be talking about, actually the Guild War has been announced. It is the War of Eostre. It is actually going to start very, very soon. You know, I already spent a lot of time discussing this episode, so everything related to this war is going to be in episode 75, so I suggest you guys check that out. But to keep it rather short and sweet, the Arclite Shroud actually looks really amazing. It has amazing stats, basically replaces the Soul Vanguards and the Runic Ropes. I'm pretty sure a lot of top guilds are going to be capable of getting this armor for this war. They're going to be very excited to aim for the top 10, as this armor is just crazy. It's really, really crazy. But more about that in episode 75. Make sure you guys check that out. And also rank 11 to rank 25 has the Tectonic Mantle, which is, I suppose, decent at best. And the legendary this week is the Clayplate Mantle, which is just very disappointing in my opinion. So as always, I will bring you guys episodes of the Guild War at the end of every single war day. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel to stay updated with that. And because this war will be very interesting for a lot of you guys, a lot of us Knights and Dragons fanatics, my guild will actually be aiming for top 200 250 in this war, like always. Going to be very interesting for us to hopefully get the Dark Prince key. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what the top 10 is going to do, and the top 25, because you have a huge gap in there right in between. So more about that this weekend. Alright, last event this week, or actually not last event, we have another event here. It's actually called To Arms Tectonic Mantle, which is actually quite funny because you can get it through the process of the actual guild war. So I don't really understand why they put the Tectonic Mantle in the Call to Arms events either. That's a little bit strange to me, but yeah, agree logic there for you guys. So last event, let's take a bite out of the Chupacabra. This is actually a funny story based on that. So basically the Chupacabra is a mythical creature that is said to be non-existent. However, there has been some claims out there of the Chupacabra being sighted on various occasions. So what's even funnier is... and what's also possibly leading to this being the epic boss is that on the 3rd of April, I believe, newspapers have reported a Chupacabra has been caught in the United States of America in the state of Texas last week. I think that's really cool, and I think it's really funny as well to see that Gree has actually adapted towards the situation, and hereby I represent to you the Chupacabra epic boss. And this epic boss just looks amazing. The one thing that you immediately notice are the little flames coming out of the boss at top there. And as we guys already know, this is a fire monotype. And again, I pretty much already dedicated an entire episode why mono armors supposedly would be bad. Some of you guys took that to the heart, and I apologize for that. You know, in the video description I already mentioned that there will be some exceptions to that. For example, epic armors, which are really good. But yeah, all around, I really love the way the boss looks. It's actually a little bit more scary than the world map Cerebrus epic boss, which is actually quite cool. That's not the epic boss, that's an area boss. So the armor on itself is a little bit disappointing in my opinion. I don't know if you remember the Nemesis of last week, but that armor would have been way better than this one. I'm serious about this. So this is, by the way, the second time where I find the Nemesis better looking than the actual armor. Really like the Nemesis, the little blue combination in there is looking pretty cool. I like the shoulder blade on there, makes it look really awesome. Unfortunately, this isn't an actual boss armor. I would have definitely liked this one in my lineup. So yeah, if you wish to get a more detailed analysis on the Chupacabra's hide and the epic boss, make sure to check out my other video which I released this week. I won't be going for the plus version, by the way, as you know, I see it as a waste of time, but I'll be sure to use this armor as fusion material. So that's going to be it for this week's of Knights and Dragons events and news updates. And before we actually round off this episode here, I do wish to inform you guys that there will be 2 special videos on my channel later this week. So I seriously ask you guys to stay tuned for that, because this is going to be very amazing for you guys as well. And with that being said, feel free to also express your thoughts and opinions about these events with everyone else in the comment section below. And if you actually happen to have a question for me, make sure to ask them online.fm//reversal. If you also want to see more from me on Knights and Dragons, you can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter, or you can just hit the like button on my official Facebook page. So links will be in the video description, and that is going to be it for this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, if you guys like this video, make sure to boom, give it a thumbs up. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm Reversal, bringing you your weekly Knights and Dragons news, signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next week. And let's finally collect this money. Man, I cannot stand this money being in here all the time. There you go. See you next week.